Newman is, of course, the Third Reich.
Of course.
But I don't remember...
Wait, not the soup Nazi?
No.
What the hell?
Well, because Newman's an actual antagonist of the show.
But...
The soup Nazi is just kind of an ongoing, like, joke character, right? No
Fair
soup
enough.
For you. Was it just one episode?
It was just one episode.
I should watch Seinfeld again.
I met that guy.
Very good. The soup Nazi?
Yeah.
Did he let you have soup?
No, he was doing a thing. He was... he got a good gig out of it. He was going around doing, like being paid to appear at, like, soup fundraisers. He was at UVic.
Wow.
I got him to do we never aired it, but somewhere I have him doing a Loading Ready Run throw. It's like, hi, I'm so-and-so the soup Nazi. You're watching Loading Ready Run. No soup for you. He was exhausted.
Poor man. That seems kind of depressing, honestly.
I mean, he's got, like... It's just him, like, berating people about soup all day. Like, that's got to get tiring.
I'd like to think he's, like, a Juilliard-trained actor.
Did you meet the actor or the actual soup Nazi? Good point. The actor from Seinfeld. Not the guy that the character is based on. Who is also gotten, like, really on board of the like, capitalizing on it. He's like, you know,
I mean, if
so-and-so or other, the original soup Nazi.
If people are going to do that for you.
See if I can sit.
People are going to make fun of your good name.
Well, he didn't call himself the soup Nazi until,
but people are going to
until
mock
Seinfeld
you.
did.
All right.
Hi.
That was Checkpoint.
I like the idea of, like, it's like, so what's your job? I alternately give people and then deny people soup.
Yeah.
So you serve soup? Well, sometimes.
And capricious intervals.
Yeah, usually I don't serve soup. That's my skill.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do serve soup, and the soup is very good.
Apparently so. Although, I guess the actor doing the thing has no way to evaluate the quality of the soup that he's delivering.
See, here's the deal. Like, I never want soup when I go out to eat food. Are you ever, like... Because there's lots of soup restaurants. There's one called Soup's Up, and I'm just like...
Not as the meal. I'll get a soup with a meal. I'll get a nice bisque. You know? If it's like, do you want soup or salad? And it's like, I don't know, what are your soups? And they're like, I've got this, like a lobster bisque. We're like, oh, sure, I'll have that.
That sounds very fancy.
Got like a mulligatawny. Like, maybe I'll have the salad, right? But I don't typically go for, like, I'm going to have soup for lunch.
I mean, the implication is that this is super good soup.
It must be.
I mean, mulligatawny can be good soup.
Pho is different, because that's
a meal.
Yeah, it's not really
noodles and broth.
It's really closer to like a stew almost.
I definitely don't consider pho a soup. Pho is also great and very filling.
Anyway.
What about chowder? Chowder's good. Chowder's good.
A full, like, you
Chowder
gotta...
and some good crusty bread.
It's gotta be
That's
a pretty heavy-duty chowder to be like a full meal into itself, though. And I have had chowders that are basically like a white stew.
Chowder, yeah.
With seafood in it.
That's good, though.
And those are great, yeah.
The best thing about pho is translingual puns and restaurant names.
It's true.
Yeah.
There is no shortage of those.
There's one
phenomenal.
there's one in town called Phenomenal.
There's Forget About It.
Yeah.
There's the infamous Fa Bi Naga that I actually lived down the street from when I lived in Vancouver many, many years ago.
It's spelled... It's great.
You can figure out what it's spelled like. You can Google it. You can Google silly pho restaurant, or like, it's actually pronounced pho. Source, Vietnamese roommate. You can Google pho restaurant name pun, and that one will probably come up.
Pho
King.
Cap Nodden in the chat
shizzle.
there. We'll try to figure out why you can't register to the forums, but in the meantime, you're going to want to talk to chat room moderators Defrost, Mr. Flip, and Quirp, who handle Lurbot, and they can let you know if they need help.
Yep, and just like submitting an issue in GitHub is not the best way to chat that way. That's still you can, through the GitHub account, you can contact them. So that's probably a good way of doing that.
So the first story we talked about this week was the Steam levels. It's still...
I'm sure there'll be a follow-up in a couple weeks or so.
Oh, probably.
This is going to turn into some
it's
sort of
heating up.
stupid
Yeah,
battle.
I still didn't even really process that. Like, I knew about the trading cards and that there was community elements to it, but I never really. I use Steam I launch Steam and then I go play the game and that's it, right? Like
Yeah,
I don't engage in the Steam ecosystem.
Most people don't.
Yeah, and
I feel like this is a bad prize to compete for.
and I didn't realize until we talked about this. It wasn't even in the episode. We talked about the story last week of the person cresting level 1000. That I was like, level one in
I have
Steam.
a better idea. If you are thinking, boy, I have a spare $15,000 to blow, because obviously it'll be more than the $13,000 this guy spent on the summer game sale stuff, to get to the highest level in Steam so I can get a little bit of infamy, take that $15,000 and go to a local community college or university and get a bursary set up in your name, and even like $300 a semester or something small, but require people write you a groveling letter to receive these funds, because people will, because everybody wants free money when you're going to school. So then not only will your bursary be printed in the little like handbook of things that you could apply for and on a website and searchable by all the students, you will get like probably at least a few letters being like, please give me money, oh great and generous overlord, a semester. And I think that was a much better way to pad your ego.
I like it. I like it.
What about
Also, I believe those bursaries are tax deductible depending on where you live, so come on.
what about like a bursary that goes to the person with the highest Steam?
I mean, you can make...
It's like I want, because you can make it whatever requirement you
Absolutely.
want, right?
For a while, I wanted to set up a bursary to be used at my old alma mater. I thought about this. Only available to people who've been fired from their jobs for being sassy.
Yeah.
But I was informed that I couldn't do that.
Hive Tyranid, I'm not hating on the guy. I don't care. I'm just like,
Seems silly.
that's just so much money to spend on, like...
A thing.
The thing is, he wasn't looking at the games on the Steam Summer Sale as games he wanted. He was looking at the games that would most efficiently get him experience for this.
This guy must
now
be
he's
an
the highest
engineer.
level on Steam. It's like,
Because
Congratulations,
it's
I
like
guess.
this other guy who's really high on the Steam rankings has got, I mean, obviously he's been working the rankings, but he has got there fairly
Organically?
like he has been playing tons and tons and tons of games, right? Whereas this other guy doesn't seem to like he's gotten any enjoyment out of it even.
yeah.
Which seems...
I mean, he got the enjoyment of being number one.
Also,
I guess
the
sometimes
story
that's what you want.
We were referring to a story from Friday where he was at 1113.
And now he's 1152.
Yeah, so he's still going
Yep.
up there.
He doesn't want anybody to take his crown. Next up, Richard Garriott is selling his own blood in a nice container.
The part of the story that freaked me out was the like,
It's live streaming the bloodletting.
yeah, no, why?
Yeah,
Also, yeah,
Because if you're spending
Yeah,
$8,000
no,
on somebody's blood,
yep.
you want to make sure it's
Sure, it's their
legit.
blood.
Yeah.
I think I summed it up best with the end of the story, which was, that's not okay.
yeah, and
That's weird.
eBay took it down.
Yeah, they're originally being sold on eBay,
And
and
then
eBay was like, no.
Human parts and remains not allowed.
Well, because you open that one door, and then somebody's selling a femur of unknown origin, and it's just...
femur.
Well, you know that that's like a...
Or a tibula.
That's a thing they had to... That wasn't a rule when eBay started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They added that rule after...
Well, it's like
Presumably there was
because
some bad
people
stuff.
destroy all beautiful things.
well, it's like celebrity spit or like like
I think that's probably
Hair.
more likely where it came from.
yeah.
As
Yeah.
opposed to people selling actual dead body parts.
Honestly, it's probably because of weird sex stuff, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Use
Can you
panties.
inject his blood? It's probably not viable.
Always the problem. Always the problem.
Ooh, you can have any blood-borne illnesses Richard Garriott has.
Yay.
All right.
He's been to space. It's probably got cool space blood in it.
Yeah. That blood's been to space.
No. Well, I mean, it has, but or maybe not. You know, you replace your body. Like, that could be fresh new blood that hasn't been to space. You went to space a while ago. Anyhow, leg cramps. I choose you as the Pokemon story.
Right.
Seriously, as we were pulling in today, we heard a story about Pokemon Go on CBC Radio. It was one of the lead stories on, like, the hourly news updates. Pokemon Go is not out in Canada.
Of course, they got stuff wrong because they were like,
good
Pokemon
or-
Go is going to revitalize Nintendo's 20-year-old franchise. And it's like, it's never gone away.
Yeah, yeah.
Pokemon has always
Yeah, but this is
continued
the
to be
first
insanely
time-
popular.
This is the first time many olds have heard of it in years.
I know, but still. But yeah, we had the people in town for the pre-release. I was joking about it all weekend. That these American immigrants coming to Canada, stealing our Pokemon, and taking them home.
Yeah. There was a moment where Gabby Sparks just wandered down into the rest of the building, just gotta catch 'em all, and I was like, okay, I want Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I want it on my phone.
The whole walking around in the augmented reality thing I think is super cool. But obviously, there does open up some issues. I was thinking it reminded me a little bit of when the Find My Phone functionality came out for iOS, quite a few years ago. I was reading an article about this guy who had his phone stolen and activated the Find My Phone thing. And he's like, oh, crap, that guy's not that far away. He's in the city, and then jumped into a cab and drove over there, and was almost there when he was like, "Wait a minute, this could be actually really dangerous. I am going to the house of somebody who stole my phone. This
could be bad.
May have friends. This is actually a terrible idea."
Yeah, and a lot of people say, oh, but if you have an Android phone, you can just download it. There's a lot of malware in those Android APKs. Just wait for it to come out.
Just wait for the official release.
That'll say
fellow Canadians.
Yeah. Just putting that out there. I don't want to change my iTunes account to download it because it'll mess with a lot of other stuff.
I can't see mods on this. That's weird. Anyway.
And seriously, all of that stuff that I talked about in the story has happened in just the first few days of this being out. I don't know where...
19-year-old girl found a dead body because she was looking for water Pokemon, and she found a guy floating in a
river.
Floating in a river.
In Wyoming, of all places, which does not strike me as a murder capital.
A police department from...
They don't put that on the sign.
Was it St. Louis? It was the O'Fallon PD, I think it was. Was some criminals set up a Pokestop
to lure people
at
there.
At a parking garage.
Yeah.
And then rob them.
Mm-hmm.
At gunpoint. They've all been charged with armed robbery because it turns out...
Oh, yeah. The police caught them all.
Yeah. See, that's the problem, though. There's a lot of... We're running... It's a very limited resource, more precious than oil or diamonds. Mm-hmm. These Pokemon pun headlines.
Yeah.
Problem is they got no problem with reusing the headline over and over again because they think they're clever each time.
Yeah. And then the guy gave the Pope a copy of Undertale.
I'm sure the Pope was like...
You ever give someone a present that you just... It's like, I'm giving you this to be polite, but I know it's going out in your next garage sale. Well,
and it's also the idea is that, when you meet the Pope, it's traditional to give a present.
Yeah.
So there's a full room in the Vatican.
Oh yeah.
That's just full of crappy presents that the Pope is like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And I understand
whiskey stones.
And
that's great.
On his channel, he made solid reasoning about why he chose Undertale.
Yeah, right? I mean, as a representative of video games, it's not that terrible an idea.
But he's never going to play it.
Maybe he could get one of the younger bishops.
And even if he does, like I said, the reason people love Undertale is because of this...
the greater gaming context that it comes from.
Yeah, there's this there's a language and a narrative to gaming that people who play Undertale understand, and they get more from it that way. I'm not saying you have to have played Earthbound to get Undertale, but you have to have played games to understand what Undertale is trying to do
and why it's innovative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hope he didn't actually. He just gave him a Steam code for it. He didn't actually. Because there's I don't know if there's actually a boxed release for Undertale.
I actually have no idea. Yeah.
But it's more of the it's obviously it's a gesture more than an actual idea that
it comes
the
out
Pope will be playing.
We're doing a story in 6 months that the Pope is now a massive Undertale fan. He talks about it in a sermon. We're just well, cool. Pope has proved
it was a Steam code. Nice.
It's it's.
Yo, what's your Steam ID?
It's
I'm gonna send you a friend request, and I'm gonna give you this game.
Yeah, I hope there's gonna be a story in 6 months where it's Pope is boring everybody else at the Vatican with long stories about his Undertale character.
Pope suddenly super into gaming.
Yeah,
I would love that. I think that would be great.
I feel like the Pope has better things to do.
Well, it's different things to do. I don't know if you consider it better.
I mean, more important.
I mean, if we're
Like,
talking,
being in charge of a
To
big
him,
order.
yeah.
if we're talking understanding the youth of today, though,
Yeah.
obviously you don't have to be like a hardcore gamer, but some familiarity.
The Pope also does like
with-
organizational stuff, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Right?
he does lots
Like-
of things.
Like that's a big. If nothing else, it's a big corporation he's running.
But in terms of like understanding the people who you are supposed to be ministering to,
Yeah.
it seems
And
like
again-
not a terrible idea.
No, that's the thing. Again, I think that Matt Pat's reasonings makes total sense. I have no problem with that. I just think that Undertale is, for someone who has no experience with video games, I think Undertale is a terrible place to start because you don't have the language of video games inherently
what would you
to
choose?
appreciate what it's doing. I don't know, something that doesn't require so much on previous game knowledge, you know? I honestly don't know what I would pick because I haven't really thought about it. I joked about Flappy Bird. I don't think I would pick Flappy Bird either. I think that's a terrible choice. But I'm just like, this is what video games are? This is crap. But I
it
just,
like-
Why does anybody like this?
Let's do like Scribble Knots or something. That could be interesting.
yeah, it could be fun, yeah.
Oh, that's
Or like a
Pokemon Go. Doom. Super Mario World.
yeah. I
Prayer
mean,
Warriors.
Mario would be sort of an obvious choice in terms of just because it is like the most popular game. But
What about Yoshi's Woolly World?
yeah,
So cute.
So cute.
Even the Pope
but
would be
it
like,
sort of has
"Aw."
a, you know, the idea of sort of trying to do something that's kind of non-violent. I like.
Well, Yoshi's Woolly World is
optionally
non-violent.
non-violent, yeah.
Sort of. Depends on how
Yarn
much you.
doesn't have feelings, Paul.
Yeah. I mean,
It depends on how much you anthropomorphize the yarn in it, because you
mean, Ashton's
seriously mess up the yarn in Wooly's World.
Ashton's right, because like I said, he's never going to play it. He's probably never going to play anything, so it may as well be something symbolic. I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Bayonetta.
This is the pinnacle of video gaming.
What's the one where you can date a tank?
Yeah, had a full boyfriend.
This is what's called a dating simulator.
Yeah, that would.
There's got to be some sort of Pope date the Pope
You
game.
have premaritals with a tank.
Yeah, I bet I would not be surprised
All the
if there's a
romantic
representative of the
boyfriend is
Pope
very chaste.
in some video game.
That's true.
All right, anyhow. So on to stories we need to do.
There's this is not a new thing, but it's been sort of reignited recently. That there's this Hearthstone card.
Called Yogg Saron.
It's insane. It's for those who are familiar with Magic, it basically storms for every spell cast in the game.
that you've cast.
No, that has been cast.
Oh, wow. That's okay. So you play this card, and it has an enter the battlefield effect, which is battle cry in Hearthstone.
Yeah.
And what it does is it's like, say, 8 spells at this point have been cast into the game. So you've played like, whatever. And then it will do 8 random spells from your deck, correct?
Not from your deck.
No,
Just random.
Random
They're-
spells.
Right. It's
So-
yeah. It's like the.
So it will just cast 8 random spells. And if it's a long, grindy game, maybe it will cast a lot more than
Oh no,
that.
it is. I'm sorry, Kathleen. It is the spells that you have cast, but it is random spells
Random.
yeah.
Okay.
from anywhere, and the targets are chosen randomly.
So it could be your dudes, it could be your opponent's dudes, it could be you, it could be your opponent. Like you could basically accidentally kill yourself, or you could come back from a completely unwinnable situation and kill your opponent.
Yeah,
just
so there
on
was
RNGesus.
There was a pivotal play at a Hearthstone tournament last week that that basically someone had like got the game going and they looked like they were in a really good position to win it, and then their opponent cast Yogg Saron and the whole thing just was like, whoops, oh
Yeah.
well. And
That sounds super unfun.
so that's the discussion, right? Is that the Daily Dot ran an article, I think it was, that was basically like, you shouldn't have a high level tournament competitive game that can be so completely demolished by luck. Like it's one thing to like draw
Well,
the card that you need at the time, but to have it so random, it just is like, yeah.
yeah, that sounds
It's-
unfun.
It's one of those.
To me, at least.
Yeah, it's definitely a divisive thing in the Hearthstone community. It's like some
Yeah.
people see that as the appeal of Hearthstone. That's something that Hearthstone can do that Magic can't, is this sort of random number generating stuff. But of
Yeah,
course,
but,
some
like-
people don't like it.
For some effect, like for something like I feel like there's good random, which is like, I did not expect this creature to do that. And there's bad random, where all of the strategy thus far employed up until this point in this game is completely useless because I just got rolled for no good reason, essentially.
It's
right?
not-
Like I think that's bad random to me.
I don't. The pure randomness of some Hearthstone cards is one of the things that sort of puts me off about the game, because it's like you have cards that it's like deal 3 damage at random, and so it'll be like 1/1/1, and
But I mean,
it's like I just killed myself. Great.
But like
Right.
even in Magic, there's coin flip cards, and there's a lot of debate about those too.
Yeah, but they don't
Yeah,
do
but
that
the
anymore.
coin flip cards are not that common. Also, there's like a thing with there's cards that
I need some coffee.
there's cards that allow your opponent to make a choice, and those are high risk cards, but mostly you at least have control over your cards,
Yes.
Right.
right? And these are ones that you don't. It's like, well, I'm going to cast this and hope it does what I need it to do, and
Yeah.
that
But
does not appeal to me. Some people think
Yeah.
that the RNG is like one of the most fun things about Hearthstone and what differentiates it and makes it its own thing, which is sweet. But for me personally, I'm like,
But like in Magic, some people really like the coin flip cards. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
So they don't print them very often.
yeah.
But
Viral gold theft scam in World of Warcraft.
It's not that easy to get afflicted with it,
Yeah.
which is good, but it's insidious.
yeah, it's interesting because it's sort of a combination of an actual not a virus, but a
Social engineering.
well, it's an actual like app thing that's like that steals your money. But in order to make it work, the person who's getting their money stolen has to actually run it on their own system.
Yeah.
And so the person who's stealing your money has to convince you to run it on your system.
So there's a little bit of social engineering, there's a little bit of
But then
impersonation.
once you run it, then your character in like Whisper chat will ask other people to run it.
Right.
Even if you're not doing it.
Right. In the same thing with, like if your email account gets compromised, you get the thing where like, spam gets sent to all your people in your address book.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of idea. And so it's an interesting aspect where instead of actually like hacking people's accounts, you're basically convincing them to hack their own account,
Yeah.
which is nasty. It's like, I remember one time I was at when I was doing computer tech support stuff, there was a quote unquote virus going around that was actually just an email that was like an email that said there is a virus going around. If you see the System32 folder in your
should
computer,
delete it.
you should delete it, right? And people would delete it, and then obviously that's where all the Windows system stuff is stored, so your computer would get, would die. But it's weird because it's a virus, but it's not actually like
That's social engineering.
it's like a mental virus,
Yeah.
not an actual computer virus.
So big story. I saw someone in chat mention they're like, oh, they didn't talk about this. The big sort of
the biggest story
biggest
I think,
like
this week.
gaming related story this week is of course the CS:GO Lotto debacle, which we didn't report on last week because it was still very, very fresh, and we wanted to let some of the stuff kind of shake out. And then for this week,
It's
it was
just so complicated.
is so big, and many people have done better videos on it. Maybe we'll do a
You need at least like 2 or 3 minutes to explain this in
Yeah.
even light detail.
maybe
is
we'll
the
do
problem.
a roundup or something. But essentially, 2 YouTubemans, T Martin and Pro Syndicate, who were Counter-Strike, it's CS:GO, which is Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CS:GO content creators.
Now
Have
with
been revealed to be-
Pokemon Go, you got to be careful.
They've
I
been
know.
revealed to be incredible scumbags.
Yeah, so basically they would do videos, for those who are unaware, and I was unaware of this until about 6 months ago, there's this big sort of secondary market kind of thing with Counter-Strike now, where users can buy a key from Valve for $250. Seems like a good racket for Valve. You buy a key, and then you get to open a crate, and the crate will have a random skin in it. And because some skins are more rare than others, there's a secondary market that has real-world monetary prices attributed to that.
Yeah, so some skins are worth like nothing, or
cent.
like a cent, and some skins are worth hundreds of dollars apparently.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Up to thousands of dollars.
Okay.
It's, yeah. So Then there's sites where you can trade. There's like a gun skin market. There's
Knife skins apparently are the big thing.
knives as well, yeah, because everyone has the knife. And there's one of them is CS:GO Lotto, where it's a betting site, except you're not betting. This is legally important. You're not betting with money. You're betting with these skins that aren't money, even though they're worth money. So you go on the site and you go, I'm going to bet these skins, and then it just randoms. It's like a slot machine, and it picks one of the people at the table, and that person wins, and they get all the skins. And so these two YouTubers did these videos about this cool site that I found and that maybe you want to check out, without disclosing, not that they were being paid by the site, that they owned the site.
And founded.
That they founded the site and owned it and never disclosed this, and they were caught red-handed by a bunch of people
Doing great investigative journalism and like tracking down the incorporation documents for the company and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so there's been a big. They are now being sued. There's an anonymous parent on behalf of their kid is suing them in one jurisdiction anyway. But
and they can also get into major trouble with the FCC.
I'm positive the FTC is going to investigate this because that's a whole they came down hard. One of these guys was the guy who got dinged on Machinima when Machinima got the problems with the FTC for not disclosing that they were doing Let's Plays of a game that they funded, right? And
So
it's
did
the
not
same
learn.
guy and didn't learn his lesson. And yeah, the FTC should come down on like a ton of bricks on this because it makes the whole sphere of YouTubers look shitty.
It's not just didn't disclose the relationship. It's also like actively lied about. Like there's quotes from his videos being like, here is a site I just found. I don't know if it's any good, but let's give it a shot.
They contacted me and maybe we'll do some kind of sponsorship. When he's the president, the founder of the site, right? It's supremely shitty.
And now he's been like, there's always disclosure. It's like we can tell that you just added those, and he's like, it was a mistake. I wanted to buy, and I was testing the company, and like I was going to buy a stake into it. It's like, no, you found it. And so he's just been like piling.
Yeah.
Also, the videos that they do.
One who's shut up, but the other guy is just piling lies upon lies upon lies.
Well, he's shut up now that his lawyer went shut up. But the videos that they were doing was like, hey, let's go do this thing, and they would show them like winning, like handily winning thousands of dollars, and it's like. You can manipulate that because you own the site. And a different third guy.
Yeah, and now I think a couple of people have sort of come out of the woodwork.
And they've been like, yeah, we did a video for them that showed us winning, and it was rigged.
And they had like the email chain where it's just like, hey, do you want to do this? What we'll do, we'll give you a thing, and then we'll show you winning, like blah blah blah.
Yeah. So
it's definitely super not good, especially since it's while technically they had stuff on the site being like you have to be over the legal age to gamble.
They changed it after this. They changed it from 13 to 18.
And check your local state laws about whether you can do this. Little disclaimers. A lot of their fan base on YouTube and stuff were people who were younger.
And yeah, Valve hasn't done anything about it because. I mean, Valve is running a slot machine. Like, you put $2.50 in and you pull the handle and you get some kind of gun skin, and maybe it's a cent, and maybe it's $100, maybe it's $1,000, and it's
an unregulated. I wonder.
It's weird, right?
I wonder if Valve will continue to be running the slot machine a year from now once the FTC has started investigating.
The important difference, and this is.
It is very important, yeah.
And the important difference, and this is how all the random stuff. I mean, this is even how like Magic works.
Yeah.
Is that Valve does not give any secondary market or any money or anything for those skins.
Yeah.
That's what makes the difference.
It's entirely secondary to the
right
to where it comes from. Yeah. So they're
because I mean anybody can
they're completely
doing a thing in a game or a system where it's a random stuff. It's blind box.
Yeah.
People that's not a illegal. It's fine. But if the same company doing the thing, or if they have a relationship with the company that is giving real money for the thing, that's when it changes. Mm-hmm. And that's why Wizards has to be very careful about acknowledging secondary market. That's why Valve has, and lawyers have said that there's pretty much no way Valve is going to be seen as responsible for this.
Yeah.
No, but
They might tighten up stuff anyway because of the public image stuff. But
that's
legal-
my thinking. Is they're probably not going to be found like legally responsible. They might go bad press. Don't like bad press, right?
Because they use the crate thing for Team Fortress and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
They use it.
But there's
for,
a huge secondary market for Team Fortress stuff as well.
Yeah, but that's
Or it's to hear Alex describe it. Yeah, I got shitted up with hats.
I was thinking with CS:GO. Now I kind of want to see the augmented reality CS:GO where you just go around looking for different knives.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
CS:GO. There's a knife down the hall.
There's a knife in this.
Gotta stab them all.
Yeah, in this weird river. Oh, there's a dead body there too.
Yeah.
That's a weird coincidence.
I think that's probably all we need to talk
Were they
about.
stabbed? So that was some of the gaming news.
That was
this week.
news, yeah. Oy.
CS:GO go. Yeah, there you go.
Pick me up and CS:GO go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's lots of silly things.
Yeah, man. What kind? As things get more and more legitimate, more and more crazy stuff happens.
Yeah. It's the and it's a good. It's actually, despite how what scumbags these guys were. It's actually is a good sign that
That they got caught.
they got caught and that this is seen as big a deal as it is, right?
Yeah,
It's not people aren't just going like whatever, it's YouTube.
Yeah, I was saying on Twitter, I made a post last week that what bummed me out was because they have so many fans. They have millions of subscribers, and a lot of them are young.
Really young.
And seeing all of their, not all, but seeing so many of their subscribers go and attack the people who caught them.
Right.
It's just
they're
like,
just sort of reflexively taking their side.
yeah, and it's like and I said this on Twitter, like if we so grossly harmed and misused the trust of our viewers, I would hope that they would take us to task and not attack the people. Like as long as it was correct, as long as it happened.
Yeah.
But
If we were the kind of person who would do that,
yeah, well, exactly.
we wouldn't care.
Yeah, that's true. But this is
If you're a terrible person,
It
you're
doesn't-
terrible in that regard
and
too.
so that doesn't really scan. But the point being, it's just like it bums me out that they have so many of their viewers so convinced that they could not possibly do any wrong, that they just blindly, as you say, reflexively attack the people who caught them out. It's just sort of like, man.
From what I understand, obviously, while we do post lots of stuff on YouTube, I wouldn't call us sort of tapped into the YouTube culture in any way.
No, I do. Depending on who we were talking about this at dinner actually. That when someone asks like, "Oh, what do you do?" Depending on who they are, I'll be like, "Well, I do video production for the internet," or I'll just be like, "I'm a YouTuber." Depending on who's asking the question, what answer I think they will understand better. And we can't say we're not YouTubers. We're on YouTube. We produce a ton of YouTube content, but we're certainly not like plugged into the YouTube community sphere.
No. We don't live in LA, which is a
Which
big
is-
knock against us.
Yeah.
But it seems like that in that community, just as a person sort of on the outside looking in, it does seem that we've started to reach a point where the amount of money the amount of money that's being thrown around now is significant enough that there's starting to be some real sort of consternation about stuff, and which results in this kind of when it's not actually like harmful to people like the CS:GO one is, it's considered YouTube drama. Obviously, once it actually starts affecting, once it starts being like, affecting the money, kids' money and that kind of stuff, we're outside the realm of YouTube drama and now into actual criminal activity.
Yeah.
Correct.
But there's that's definitely become a bigger thing lately, and hopefully, in some ways, it's a good sign that stuff is being taken seriously enough that they actually care. But hopefully we can get past this kind of growing pains period.
Mercano says, no loading ready run videos end with, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's not true, because that's how I end the YouTube updates. Granted, jokingly, but honestly, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it would legitimately help us. That's why people say that. I know it's annoying. We should say that. We should have that at the end of like feed down.
Yeah.
Like, hey, sub to the channel. We really should do that because it helps the channel out. Because you get,
which is weird.
The more likes and comments and subs you have, the more visibility you have out on YouTube. But we just haven't gotten around to doing that.
It's one of those odd things where it's like, you know, when you think about it, I mean, it's like a lot of advertising. When you think about it, you're like, why do you have to say that in every video? Duh, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at the numbers, it does actually make a difference.
I know. Yeah. So I guess go and subscribe to our YouTube.
Like, comment, and subscribe on our videos or other videos.
Yeah, you can like other stuff.
Like, comment, and subscribe on everything you see.
You don't have to be exclusive to us.
Even if it isn't on YouTube.
We can,
like, comment, and subscribe.
We can have an open YouTube relationship.
If you're just watching a video, you know, on Netflix or whatever, you like, comment, and subscribe on that video too.
We're seeing other channels too. You can as well.
If you're at the movie theater, like, comment, and subscribe to that movie that you're watching.
Not so loudly, though. They don't like that.
Not in the movie
TV
theater.
shows.
Afterwards, after you leave the movie theater, so nobody beats you about the head and face with a tub of popcorn.
Yeah.
If you're watching, Game of Thrones, like, comment, and subscribe right there.
People get... Well, I mean, you should be subscribed to HBO to watch Game of Thrones. Where else would you get it otherwise?
You should be doing that before you watch the thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, should we welcome the subs?
Yes.
Yes, we should.
All right. How do we do that?
I would probably have to go over and turn that on.
All right. I could try and do it psychically from here.
If I knew who the wait, I might be able to.
It's not working.
Think. Sec, I might be able to do it. I might be able to do it from here.
Really?
I need to know the name of the person to start it on, though.
I can find that out.
Everybody pull out your phones.
Yep.
Remote control.
Pull out your phones.
We're not looking at Pokemon.
Pull out your phones. Catch some Pokemon and pull out your phones.
Apparently there's a lot of drowsies around the moon base, which would explain a couple things.
What are drowsies?
My restraint. I'm not on my phone while I'm at work. You're getting my undivided attention.
That's the first one.
All right.
They're
getting our undivided attention
for
too.
Apple. We just use their products a lot because we're bought into the ecosystem and there's no going back now. That's because in Canada, Android phones took a while to get here and they were crap. They were oh so crap. They were crap. And everybody was discouraged from switching and now we can't escape. We've got too much money wrapped up in iTunes.
All right, let's see if this works.
I even subscribe to Apple Music. I am completed into the Apple ecosystem.
All right.
We are one.
Go for it.
All right, let's see if this works. Yay!
Yes, Orion Pax 21, a new subscriber.
Wow.
Woo! Welcome
That's
to the
amazing.
channel.
Moose-filled cat for 21 months. Thank you very much.
Says, I feel so intimidated by the message box.
Croco King, 18-month subscriber.
Says, love your shows. Welcome back.
Baron Von Shotgun for 4 months.
I can't read that, so I'll read the comments.
Machea for 2 months.
Says, 2 scoops. Don't know why.
Cat Too Cool for 5 months.
Says, check all dem points.
Lance Cross, 30 months.
Says, making a list and checking them points.
389.11 basic bytes free for 5 months.
Says, there may be better sources of news, but they don't have this tablecloth.
Dusk Shine, 31 months.
Says, in it for the long haul.
Insert witty phrase here for 1 year.
12-month resub. No additional comment.
That wasn't...
Candy Nuke, 21 months.
You had a place to insert a witty phrase.
I'm sorry. It says, spreading sugary fallout all over the chat.
Granite Fish for 16 months.
Welcome back, Granite Fish.
El Fuzzy, new subscriber.
Welcome, El Fuzzy. Thank you so much.
I think they've been subscribed before.
I think so.
Squirrel Earl for 8 months. Squirrel Earl.
Oh no, I missed the sub cutoff. 12 months, a year of not actually missing the sub cutoff.
Actually, they said a whole year of missing the sub cutoff with a frowny face.
Pongo Sapiens for 28 months.
Welcome back.
Akvar, 25 months.
Welcome back, Akvar.
Beckbell for 29 months.
Says, writing something here is too much pressure.
Andrew, 8 months.
Says, from the left to the right, just twerk that ash.
Space Potato 1 for 12 months. A full year of Space Potatoes.
Says, I'm a real boy.
Morindor, 1 year.
Says, welcome back, Kathleen. Awesome as always. Now back to the realm of the Daystar to kill my feet some more while catching digital creatures. Pokey tongue face.
Pokey tongue face?
Or like the
Oh, I see.
colon capital
Oh,
P.
I thought because you were saying Pokemon stuff, so I was like the Poke tongue face.
The
What's
pokey
that?
tongue face.
It's
You know, the
it's the
poker tongue
sarcasm
face.
tongue.
Andrew, I appreciate your sub notification. It's all also his was in all caps.
Oh, really?
left to the right, just twerk that ass. Which was censored here, which is funny.
Twerk was censored?
No,
No,
ass.
ass. No, dad.
I wouldn't have been able.
Star, ass.
If it was from the left to the right, just blank that ass, I would not have been able to infer exactly where it was going.
It's like, what am I
would've
supposed to
inferred
do with
wrong,
my ass?
I can tell you right now.
All right.
From the left to the right, put first class postage on that ass. On that ass. From
This
the
is why
left to the
Kathleen
right.
doesn't write club bangers.
From the left to the right, gently massage some olive oil into that ass, then roast at 300 degrees until an internal temperature of 140.
I want to see a club banger about shipping ass. Like, girl, I would ship that ass. Not like not like fan shipping, but like no, I would put postage on it and send it to another country.
From
Yeah.
the left to the
Maybe
right,
FedEx.
wrap
Then I'd
it
go
in
get it.
bubble wrap.
Maybe
wrap
it's
that
so good.
ass.
Maybe
Wrap
FedEx,
that ass.
yeah. It's like I'd send it FedEx, I'd send it, whatever.
Yeah.
I'd pay for poorer later. I'd pay for first class shipping. But I would not fax that ass. Fax that ass. You get a 3D of that ass. All real stuff for that ass. I don't even know where I'm
I don't
going
have
with
enough
this.
toner to print that ass
Yes.
because it's so fat. Our iPad died, so I don't know what you're saying anymore. That's it for today for Checkpoint. Thanks so much for watching. Tonight is, I hope I'm right about this, is Tinker Tailor Solder Fry, and I don't know what's happening
I believe
because I didn't see the video.
there isn't a video yet.
Because there isn't a video.
Cam is going to be doing some more painting.
Right.
And I believe Ian is going to be doing some modifying of like an old radio to make it a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, sweet.
I believe that is the plan. That was the
Cool.
plan last
Right.
time I heard.
Right, because
The plan may have changed.
We have the actual figures that Cam was supposed to be painting last time, so he's going to be sort of working on that, and we'll check in occasionally with him over the course of the show while Ian does this Bluetooth thing. So
That sounds like a great craft.
yeah, and now I'm going to go and remove my finger because it got bitten twice by mosquitoes, and I'm very upset about it.
And then later on,
You're just going
Taylor
to
Solder
remove
Fry,
it entirely?
I will be
think if
talking
I
about
just-
how to ship ass
I
internationally.
think if I just take it off at this knuckle, it would be less painful than
having a
than
swollen
this.
insect-bitten finger.
Yeah, I think.
I
it
like
would be
how
better.
big your middle finger too.
Yeah, because fuck mosquitoes. It's great. It's great. All right.
Bye, everybody.
Now for the awkward part. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, we can do that.